Well, hello, hello. So I'm a little bit late, but I've been watching all those shows and whatnot. I just haven't done any reviews. Um, so I wanted to discuss obviously the return of Stabler, which is huge. I've been wanting Stabler to come back for some time. I'm actually going to link to the video where I asked him about coming back to SVU many moons ago in Ballroom 20 at San Diego Comic Con. I want to say 2009, 2010, somewhere in there, or maybe even 2011. I don't know. It was a while ago. Um, and he was very receptive to the idea. I actually made him blush. But anyway, so this new spinoff series and obviously SVU. So having Stabler back on SVU felt right. Um, I'm glad he has his own show, though. I mean, honestly, I've been watching SVU all this time, not wholly enjoying it, not necessarily not enjoying it. Although the last couple of seasons have just been like, I don't know. I think I was just watching it just because I don't know. But I knew that at some point it would circle back around to Stabler coming back. But even better, he didn't just come back; he came back and crossed over to his own show, which has a which has a different tone, a more Stabler set tone than SVU. Obviously, the first 5 minutes he's making death threats to inmates. You know, and I mean Chris Meloni. It's hard to not love him. He's a friend of mine was like, he's looking a little bit rugged, with the close ups. It's like it's been 10 years since SVU, but seriously, he's still hot. Like he can still get it. Um, so okay, critiques about the show. So let's start with the reunion, right? Stabler and Benson's reunion, and Maloney actually had an interview where he said he didn't think it would be very satisfying to the audience. I will say that I'm glad that Olivia called him out. Like, you literally just disappeared and said nothing. Like, his reasoning for not saying nothing, okay, fine. Like, to start, okay, that makes sense. However, I think that there should have been, and I said this for years, even when they didn't have an inkling to Chris Meloni coming back, if there was at some point during the show, especially when she had just returned from being kidnapped, there should have been a phone call. Like, even if we didn't see what the phone call was, if it was just like the last 10 seconds of an episode, she goes home, she's by herself, and the phone rings, and it's just Elliot, and then that's it. Like, that would have been enough for the audience, for the fan, like a fan like myself, of those two, knowing the relationship that they had. I mean, like she says, he was the most important person in her life for a long, long time. That's a huge statement, and I mean, and I think that's a fair assessment of her character. And I think they did his character an injustice to not have him, even off screen, reach out to her at all, a letter, something. Even if he couldn't make that call, he could have sent her a letter, like, Liv, this broke me. Like, they had him shoot a 16-year-old girl, even though it was just like she was on a freaking rampage shooting everybody. Like, she killed Sister Peg and some other people. Like, it broke him, as it should have. But they should have had him say something. Um, I knew they were going to bring back Kathy and kill her. Like, I knew she wasn't going to survive that. I didn't think that was necessary. Like, honestly, I think it would have been better, like, if the last 10 years, if he had just been downward, I think, um, probably been a little bit more believable in certain respects for Stabler. Like, his fear was isolation for the longest time. Clearly, I've studied his character. His fear was being alone. And in my head, before we got what we had saw on screen this Thursday, was that Kathy left him and the kids, like, indefinitely, and that he was just kind of isolated, kind of a recluse, maybe. I mean, I like the whole Italy thing, special ops, like they had to do something to bring him back into the game. I get that. But he didn't need his family in order to do it. I mean, if his family leaves him, what does he have left anyway? The job, or a job. Um, but anyway, it went how it went. If I'd been part of the show, I would have gone in a different artistic direction. But here we are. Um, and as for the spinoff, I mean, it's an interesting way to go about it. I like the addition of Dylan McDermott. Wasn't expecting. I mean, the whole point is that there's this new age type of like mobster. So like the murder of Chaz Palminteri's character was more symbolic than anything else. I like Chaz Palminteri. Um, so I thought he was gonna have more screen time, but like when I saw like the whole thing of it made more sense that way. Um, I think it's only 8 episodes that they slated to do for the first season. And I'm sure they'll probably bring it back for the fall because it did very well. I don't know what the exact numbers were, but the premiere did like excellent. But yeah, all in all, I'd say thumbs up. I'm looking forward to the show. I'm looking forward to having Chris Meloni back on TV regularly, and not just as like a guest star appearance on like The Handmaid's Tale for an episode or two. And obviously, I'm happy to have Stabler back. He's one of my favorite characters in general. So that's all I have for that. I'm trying to think. Is that all that I have? Um, just some hopeful notes. I'm really obviously he's the hot widower now. He and Liv should happen at least once. Probably not a permanent relationship. Okay, fine, but at least once. I definitely think that and I can't remember her name. The lady who's leading the task force, the black lady. There was definitely some tension there. There was definitely good rapport, and also more than that, obviously they're setting it up to be that way. More than that, I feel like the two actors had good chemistry, and that's more important than anything. That's, good lord, I hate like dry chemistry. Um, that would really suck. But he and Liv have some resolved issues. Like there needs to be more. They need to have that talk, and they need to have it soon. They'll probably drag it out. That's fine. I wonder how much more crossover we'll get for the rest of his show for this season. Anyway, those are my thoughts on that. Apologies for the background noise. If you could hear it, I was hoping this would help dampen that. But anyway, on to the next, and talk to you soon.